So guys, let me get started. So we are here to learn SAP MM. Okay. So before we come across SAP MM, we need to understand what is SAP. So SAP uh, journey. Okay. We need to understand SAP journey also. So what is SAP first of all? Somebody already aware and somebody needs to understand. Okay. Whatever, whoever. So we will have a session once again and it will be a good lesson to you also. So what is SAP? Anyone? What is SAP? SAP is a German-based software company, and SAP started in 1970 by former employees of IBM. And so SAP given full form that what is SAP? System
applications in
products in data processing. So guys, who is unmuting? So if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask me. Until then, please don't unmute yourself. Okay, so if you have any questions, please unmute and you can ask me. So who is this Poco M3? Please stop sharing your video. Yeah. So SAP, what is SAP? System applications and products in data processing. So what do you understand from this? If you read, what do you understand? Do you understand anything? Anyone? What do you understand? Okay, so here we develop a software or a system or a program. So what is our ultimate goal? We will process some data. So data processing. Okay, so in data processing, our system, okay, our system uses, here I add single word, okay, uses some applications and some products. Okay, so how do I say? System uses some applications and some products in data processing. Now you understand, right? So if I add a single word, you can understand completely. So in that way, throughout our course, okay, how you are able to understand, in that way, I will take it up and I will give you more real-time and scenarios. Okay, so here, what is SAP? System uses some applications and some products in data processing. And SAP is an ERP product. SAP is an ERP product. What is an ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So what is an ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. So how do you read it? What do you understand? So it is a planning, okay, planning of resources in an enterprise or in an organization for a successful business. So guys, whoever is old already listen. So please listen. We will have some adding. Okay. So enterprise structure we will discuss today, end of the session. So please be with the patience. Okay. So what is the enterprise structure? Okay. So what is ERP? Enterprise resource planning. So planning of resources in an enterprise for a successful business. Okay. So how do you get a successful business? By planning. What planning? Resource planning. What resource we see typically in a manufacturing company? We see like materials, machines, manpower, money, land, buildings, etc. These are all comes under resources. So all these resources are well planned. All these resources are well planned. How to use, where to use to get business success. Okay. So what is an ERP? Planning of resources in an enterprise, in an organization to get a business success. Okay. So all these resources are well planned to get business success. Now, SAP is an R3 system. SAP is an R3 system. What is an R3? R stands for real-time data processing, and 3 stands for three-tier architecture. So here tier is nothing but scope of computer or a system or a program. Scope of computer or a system or a program. So how the architecture defined here? Okay, three-tier architecture. In this three-tier architecture, we define 3 layers: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So for example, I said R stands for real-time data processing. Real-time data processing. Here what happened? Data is processing, okay, in 3 layers: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So how data is processed in these 3 layers? We must understand. So till now we have not yet seen SAP application. So while saving some record, so it gets saved in 3, it is processing 3 layers. While deleting, it is processing 3 layers. While changing, it is processing 3 layers, like that. So how it is processing these 3 layers, we should understand, right? So here what happened? For example, if I see Gmail, okay, Google Mail. So Gmail also, it is like a good example for 3-tier architecture. So how data is processed in these 3 layers, that we should understand. So to understand that more, so I will take my Gmail. I'll take my Gmail. For example, in my email, there are 9,522 emails are there. 9,522 emails are there. So this is my complete inbox. So in 9,500 emails, I wanted to see particular email. For example, if I want to see soft vision contact list email. So 9,000 plus emails I have, and in that 9,000, it is fetch what I wanted to see the email. Okay, it is fetch immediately within 1 minute or within 5 seconds. So how it is processed in these 5 seconds and given me the output. So how it was processed means here, so data processed in these 3 layers in sequential manner. So for example, presentation layer. What is presentation layer? Whatever we are facing the user interface, it is nothing but our presentation layer. Here Gmail. So in our case, SAP is our presentation layer. Front-end application is our presentation layer. So this is presentation layer. Okay, and who is using the application? He is nothing but end user, or we can call it as client. So for example, here I am the client to Gmail. Okay, you are the client to Gmail. Everyone is who is using Gmail. Everyone is client to the Gmail. So I am the client, and I wanted to see particular data. I wanted to see particular data. That is my request. I requested to see particular data. Okay, so I requested. So how do I request it? I requested in presentation layer, that is into common English language. That is into common English language. But system cannot understand common English language. System can understand only zeros and ones. Okay, binary format only system can understand. So what will happen? My request, it is taken forward from presentation layer to application layer. Here, who is the carrier? Server. Here, Google server. Okay, server carries my request from presentation layer to application layer. So what is an application layer? So application layer, it is nothing but web application layer. So web application in the sense, in this web application layer, the web logic or the business logic is implemented. Like programming, ABAP coding, it is everything, it is done in application layer, or the business logic implemented in application layer, or the conversion rules, 0 to 1 and zeros and ones format, binary conversion, it is applicable in presentation application layer. So whatever, okay, web application layer, the web logic or the business logic implemented in web application layer. So now my request converted into zeros and ones format. Again, my request take it forward from application layer to database layer. Why? Because whatever the data I do have in my inbox, it is the same in Google database. So if I request particular data, it has to fetch from Google database. So it is take it forward from application layer to database layer. So once it is fetched, it is become response. It is become response. but my response is in zeros and ones format. If my response directly throws to presentation layer, I cannot read and I cannot understand what is this zeros and ones format. So what will happen? Again, my response, take it backward